Hello everyone, this is Mr. Brain Junkie here, and today we'll be talking about a science fiction monster film called Underground Monster. Be ready for some spoilers ahead. Somewhere deep inside the underground tunnel of a city, the workers are building a subway station, but accidentally finds a strange hole that's releasing a terrible smell. They decide to venture inside to investigate further, and are shocked to see the enormous amounts of garbage piling everywhere like mountains. What they don't realize is that they're surrounded by huge insects, while a giant tentacle follows them in the shadows. The people continue moving forwards and eventually find something very strange, which appears to be a massive egg. Before they can figure out what to do next, the CEO of the company has decided to visit the area personally after learning about what happened. The workers show him the strange egg that they found, and the man tells the people to take the object immediately, thinking that it may be worth a fortune. However, a worker whose name is Don has wandered off by himself and eventually ends up getting lost as a result. Very soon, his flashlight begins to malfunction, causing him to try and fix the machine, not realizing that he's waking up something terrifying from behind. The giant creature gets up slowly as the man turns around from hearing the sound, causing a loud scream that can be heard by everyone else. The people rush towards their friend immediately and finds the terrified man who keeps on telling them that a monster is nearby. They begin hearing noises everywhere around them as all the workers have come together while trying to fend off the incoming threat. Suddenly, a giant tentacle shoots out and grabs onto their friend before pulling him away in blinding speed. The CEO shouts for everyone to run, causing all the people to rush the other way as they're knocked away by the giant tentacles like ragdolls. The people scream in fear as the creature continues sending the workers into the air and toppling the structures nearby. The monster eventually reveals itself as Don tries to save his friend, but the man is quickly grabbed onto by the enemy's tentacle and thrown away into the abyss. Don screams hopelessly while all the garbage mountains topple onto the ground, forcing the big man to use up all his cardio and escapes the tunnel by the skin of his teeth. He turns around immediately, only to see that the entrance has been completely shut off, causing him to cry for his friend's death. At the same time, a young boy whose name is Jake is playing alongside his father Jing, who's picking up all the nails on the floor that almost flattened his tires. Very soon, they begin seeing all the birds flying away from the area as a loud honking can be heard coming towards them. Jing carries the son away immediately as a truck is rushing towards them, driven by a worker from the construction site who's trying to get away from the monster. The vehicle runs over the nails while shaking violently and dropping off its cargo in the process before escaping down the hills. The father sees this and goes to open the crate, only to see the same egg that the CEO tried to take away from the monster. Jing decides to keep the item for himself as he believes that it must be worth a lot of money, but the son is very concerned about this mysterious object. He goes closer towards the shell while trying to listen inside and is shocked to hear that something big is moving, but the father can only think about how much money he'll make. It turns out that Jing works inside a junkyard and he's surprised to see a fancy red vehicle beside his home, which takes away his smile immediately.
If you're looking for me, I'll be at the bank. That's the only time that
And he's surprised to see a fancy red vehicle beside his home, which takes away his smile immediately. Jim begins taking off his wedding ring and brings the boy towards the building, eventually entering the house where they see a woman standing in the room. It's quickly revealed that her name is Lena, who's also the main character's ex-wife, and she's not happy about her son spending time inside this dirty place. Very soon, her new fiance rushes inside and pulls out a collection of fancy toys, causing the young boy to run towards him immediately as the father nearly spits out his drink. The woman looks at the main character like he owes her alimony while blaming the man for being so useless and poor, telling him that he doesn't deserve to be the boy's father. What's even worse, she has decided to take the boy to another province so that her son would have a better future. The fiance tells the main character that he'll bring the boy to the best private school so that he would not end up picking garbage like his old man. This causes Jin to punch him right in the face as the woman tries desperately to stop the violence, but the fight quickly becomes ridiculous while both men begin using their teeth. Lena is forced to sit down in disbelief, eventually causing the woman to take her son away as the fiancé chases after them like a weasel. Later that night, while Jing's father is looking after the man's wounds, their dog begins noticing